what I would say to parents who, are sad, who are not going to have grandchildren, I would encourage them to open up their heart, a little bit to the Lord, for them to know if Christ is inviting their son into the priesthood, we need to understand a couple things. First off, he's not inviting them to a job, right? He's inviting them into his own, to be configured into his own eternal high priesthood, right? Which is really a powerful office rooted in service, rooted in sacrifice, but inviting him into himself in a very profound way. That's number one. And so if we're able to understand that with a lens of faith, that's a moving thing to realize that your son might be invited to something that he hasn't invited many others to. That's number one. Number two, he's not inviting them into loneliness, right? Every parent wants their child to be happy, and they associate a chaste celibate lifestyle as lonely because you're by yourself, right? And that's a popular misconception, right? Because one definition of loneliness that I really like is, being loneliness as, the absence of meaningful experiences or meaningful relationships, right? And I love that sort of understanding of loneliness, because really a parish priest who desires to be at the service of the encounter of Jesus and his people, right, is never without meaningful experiences and meaningful relationships, unless he's hiding or running away from it or whatever because of, whatever reason. A priest is constantly, right, in the midst of this fountain of grace, that is Christ, right, trying to feed and edify and satiate his people. He's constantly, because he's administering these sacraments, he's constantly in that. And so really, it's such a profound experience to be a parish priest. You're never without meaningful experiences and meaningful relationships. So you're never lonely in that regard. Now, are there dark moments at the end of the day when you're extremely tired? For sure, right? But I'm pretty sure married people also can feel isolated, can feel lonely, can have dark seasons, in married life. Meanwhile, your spouse is right there and he's always around or she's always around, right? And so that's not, tough moments, right? Are part of everyone's vocation. And so it really takes a commitment to grace, to get through those times as well. But I would encourage those parents to really open up their heart to the fact that Jesus is maybe calling their son to really be part of the continued work of the redemption of the world through the Eucharist and through confessions, to maybe be open to that thought and let the awe of that, sort of sink in a little bit.